So, good morning, students. Audio is okay online? Harish?
Yes, sir.
So, in last class, we have derived the basic function of both kind, right? JP and J minus P, then YP. In last class, we have seen how to write the general solution of the Legendre equation. Now, in continuous of that, now we have some question. So here we have the sixth question of section 46. Establish the formula j half is equal to root of 2 upon pi x sin x and j of minus half x is equal to root of 2 upon pi x cos x. Means, as you have seen, the graph of the Bessel function is periodic, right? Sine is also periodic. So here we are finding here the relation between the two periodic functions. So how the j function, Bessel function, and the cosine and trigonometric function are related. So here we will drive this relation two times. So in this question, first we will determine by the direct manipulation of the series expansion of the j half and j minus half. So we know that what is the jpx? Jpx is summation n is equal to 0 to infinity minus 1 to power n x by 2 to power 2n plus p upon factorial n gamma of n plus p plus 1. This relation in previous class we have done. Jp is equal to summation n from 0 to infinity, right? Minus 1 to power n x by 2 to power 2n plus p upon factorial n into gamma of n plus p plus 1. Just at this place, at the p, you put the half. At this place, you just put the half. This is the p. So here you just put the p is equal to half. So what you will get? J half. Now that j half, you have to prove that it is equal to root of the 2 upon pi x into sin x. That much only you have to do. So here we compute the j half. J half means we are putting the p is equal to half in the jp. So here you will get the summation n is equal to 0 to infinity minus 1 to power n and x by 2 to power 2n plus half, right? 2n plus half upon factorial n and n factorial of our gamma of n plus half plus 1, and gamma of n plus half plus 1 can be written as the factorial of the n plus half, factorial of the n plus half, right? So here this can, from here if you take the minus 1, right, you can write like as it is. Now from here you take the x to power x by 2 to power half as a common, so that can be written as root of the x by 2, root of x by 2, and here we have the factorial n, and here we have the gamma of the factorial of the n plus half. And factorial of the n plus half, when I have taught you the gamma function, at that time I have derived this formula as a factorial n, right? Factorial of 2n plus 1 upon 2 to power 2n plus 1 not factorial factorial n and root pi. This I have derived as a factorial of the n plus half. So just you put the value of factorial of the n plus half, right, as factorial of the 2n plus 1 upon 2 to power 2n plus 1 and factorial of n into root pi. So what will happen? This factorial n and this factorial n will cancel out, and this root of the 2x by 2 you have taken outside the summation because it is independent of the n, and this root pi also you can take outside the summation. So here we have, now in this case just you multiply and divide by the x and x. So as you multiply and divide by x and x, so what will happen? This root x will cancel this x. So here we have the root of the 2 upon pi x. Here we have the root of 2 upon pi x, and inside the summation we have the n is equal to 0 to infinity minus 1 to power n x to power 2n plus 1 upon factorial of 2n plus 1, because this factorial n, right, this factorial n and this factorial n we can cancel, right, and this root x will cancel with this root x, right, with this root x, and now we can write the root of the 2 upon pi x outside the summation, and inside the summation we have the minus 1 to power n x to power 2n plus 1 upon factorial of the 2n plus 1. If you expand this for the different value of the n, you will get the x minus x cube upon factorial 3 plus x to power 5 upon factorial 5, right, minus x to power 7 upon factorial 7, and so on. And what is this? This is the famous sine series, right? So that can be written as sin x. So here we have the j of half of the x is equal to root of the 2 upon pi x into sin x. In the similar fashion, we can determine for the j of minus half. Exactly the same approach we have. So when we put p is equal to minus half in the standard formula of the jp, what is the standard formula? Summation, right? What is the jpx? It is the summation n is equal to 0 to infinity minus 1 to power n x by 2 to power 2n plus p upon factorial n gamma of n plus p plus 1. So just you put the p is equal to minus half. So you will get the minus 1 to power n and x by 2 to power 2n minus half, 2n minus half factorial n, and here we have the gamma of n minus half plus 1. So that is the gamma of the half, and gamma of half can be written as factorial of the n minus half, right? Factorial of n minus half. So here we have the factorial of n minus half, and factorial of n minus half in the in during the gamma function, I have told you it is equal to factorial of 2n upon 2 to power 2n upon factorial n into root. So that value we have put here for the factorial of the n minus half. Clear? So with this, what will happen? You can cancel this root n, factorial n and factorial n here. So and this can be written as, again you can take the root of, so here here we can cancel this factorial n. So this and 2 to power 2 we can cancel. So here we can take a common root of the 2 upon pi, and inside the summation we will get summation n is equal to 0 to infinity minus 1 to power n and x to power 2n upon factorial of 2n. So this is nothing, this is the 1 minus x square upon factorial 2 plus x to power 4 upon factorial 4 minus x to power 6 upon factorial 6, and so on. And that is nothing, that is the cos x. So here we have the j of minus half x is equal to, right, root of 2 pi x into cos x. So when you have this relation, so you know that from the trigonometry that sine square x plus cos square x is equal to 1. So using that formula, right, using that formula, if you square on both sides in the given formula, if you square on both sides and then add, so here you will get the j half square plus j minus half square is equal to 2 upon pi x. So that is also one relation of the Bessel functions for the p is equal to half and p is equal to minus half. Now let us have another question, question number 5, the similar type of the question but in the different approach. When when p is equal to half, the equation, the when p is equal to half, the equation u double dash plus 1 plus 1 minus 4p square upon 4x square u is equal to 0, ux is equal to root x by x, so that the general solution of Bessel equation is expressible in either of the equivalent form. Can you recall what is this? what is what is this? Normal form of the Bessel equation, right? This is the normal form of Bessel equation. Bessel equation. In section 24, we have studied this. So they are saying that so it is the means it is the Bessel equation only, and its solution can be written as means if it is a Bessel equation, so yx can be written as 1 upon root x into ux, and ux is what this is the vx, right, and ux is the solution of the normal form. Ux is the solution of normal form, so you can determine the solution of the yx. So in this case, it is written to you that solution of the Bessel equation is expressible to either of the equivalent form. This question is from book only. So what are the form? So it can be written as either, because now we have the Bessel equation, right? Bessel equation can be written Bessel function. Bessel function means solution. So the solution of the Bessel equation can be written as y is equal to 1 upon root x into c1 cos x plus c2 sin x. This is the 1 upon root x into ux. And just now we have seen because p is equal to half, so the general solution will be the c1 jp plus c2 j minus p. So here we have the y equal to c1 j half x plus c2 j minus half x. If it then therefore it must be right. Then we have to prove that they are equal to root x j half is equal to a cos x plus b sin x, and root of x is equal to j of minus x j of minus half is equal to c cos x plus d sin x. And from here again you have to derive the relation whatever you have derived in the problem number 6. What is that? J half is equal to root of 2 upon pi into cos x, right, into sin x, and j of minus half is equal to root of 2 upon pi x into cos x. That we have to derive here. So in this case, means here we can write, so for the certain constant a b, for the certain constant a b c d, evaluating these constant so that j half is equal to this and j minus half is equal to this. So this they have already given the steps. Just you have to follow the steps. So we know that whatever the equation they have given, that is the normal form of the Bessel equation. So when in the normal form, when we put p is equal to half, in the normal form, when we put p is equal to half, so p is equal to half, it will become u double dash plus 1 plus 1 minus 4p square. So p square is equal to right, this p is equal to what? It is a half, so that will become the 1 by 4, right, 1 by 4, and 1 minus it will become the 1 minus 1, that is the right, it will become the 1 minus 1, so that will be the u dash plus u is equal to 0. So what, it is very standard equation. What is the solution of the u double dash plus u is equal to 0? It is very standard equation.
Sir, sine and cos.
General solution will be u equal to c1 cos x plus c2 sin x, right? It is a very famous equation, so we can write the solution directly. So here u is equal to c1 cos x plus c2 sin x, and we know that y is what? Y is the, we know that y is what? 1 upon root x into u. So 1 y will be, y is what? Bessel function or solution of the Bessel equation. So y is equal to 1 upon root x into u, or 1 upon root x into c1 cos x plus c2 sin x. So that first solution, whatever the given in the problem, the first solution you have computed, right? The solution first you have computed for the p equal to half, and because it is a Bessel equation, and we know that c1 jp plus c2 j minus p solution, so it implies that for the given equation, y is equal to, the general solution will become y is equal to c1 j half plus c2 j minus half, also solution. Now, when for the similar equation, where we have the two solution, it means both solution must be equivalent, right? Both solution must be the equivalent. So when we have this situation, so if left hand side are equal, then right hand side are also equal. So that can be written as, root of j half is equal to a cos x, means we can write as a linear combination of the other solution, because one solution is the constant multiple of the other. That concept we are using. So root x j half x is equal to a cos x plus b sin x, and root x j minus half is equal to c cos x plus d sin x. So now we have the two linear equation with a b c d unknown. So we can compute the value of the a b c d. So what is the value of the j half? J half by the standard form can be written as minus 1 to power n x to power 2n plus p, that is a 2n plus half, upon root n and gamma of n plus p plus 1, or gamma or the factorial of n plus p. So that can be written as factorial of n plus half. So that is the value of the j half, right? That is the value of the j half. So in this case, and what is the expansion of the cos x? Expansion of the cos x is minus 1 to power n x to power 2n upon factorial 2n. That is the 1 plus x square upon factorial 2 plus x to power 4 upon factorial 4 minus x to power 6 upon factorial 6, and so on, plus b into sin x. So that is the expansion of the sin x, minus 1 to power n x to power 2n plus 1 upon factorial of 2n plus 1. So what we have to do now, just for computing the value of the a and b, we have to compare the like terms from left and right side. Factorial x, this root x, if you multiply here, if you multiply this root x here, so here we have the x to power 2n plus 1. If you multiply this root x, right, if you multiply this root x with this half, so it will become the x to power 2n plus 1. X to power 2n plus 1. And here the factorial of n plus half can be written as factorial of 2n plus 1 upon 2 to power 2n plus 1 and factorial of n into root pi. This already we have derived. So here we can write the factorial of n plus half as a factorial of, right, factorial of 2n plus 1 upon 2 to power 2n plus 1 factorial n root pi. And on the right hand side, a summation plus b summation as it is. Now just we have to compare the left side and right side. So here root x into x to power 2n plus half can be written as x to power 2n plus 1. And what about the rest? Here root factorial n and factorial n will cancel out, and 2 to power 2 to power 2n, 2 to power 2n, 2 to power 2n cancel out. Here we have the 2, here we have the 2 to power half. So this will become the root 2, and that root 2 we can write here, and this root pi we can write here. So it will become the root of the 2 upon pi. Root of 2 upon pi. Now inside the bracket we have the summation n is equal to 0 to infinity minus 1 to power n x to power 2n plus 1 upon factorial of 2n plus 1 is equal to a into x to power 2n minus 1 to power of n x to power 2n upon factorial of 2n plus b into x to power minus 1 to power n x to power 2n plus 1 upon factorial of 2n plus 1. So with this, because on the left hand side there is no term of the x to power 2n, right? So a is equal to 0, and on the, if you compare the coefficient of the x to power 2n plus 1 on both sides, you will get the b is equal to right? A is equal to 0 and B is equal to root of 2 pi. Root of 2 pi. In the similar fashion, if you do any doubt in this part, anything you want to ask, online it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Now, similarly, we have the second equation, root x into j of minus half is equal to c cos x plus d sin x. So just you put the first the value of the j minus half on the left hand side, and the value of the cos x on the right hand side, the value of the sin x on the right hand side in the summation form or in the series form. Now here, now what is the value of the factorial of n minus half? So factorial of n minus half already we have derived. It is equal to factorial of 2n, 2 to power 2n factorial n into root pi. So using this formula, so here we have the root x into summation n is equal to 0 to infinity minus 1 to power n x to power 2n minus half upon factorial n into root factorial of 2n 2 to power 2n factorial of n root pi into 2 to power 2n minus half. So that is the value of j minus half is equal to c, the series of cos x plus d series of the sin x. So again factorial n will cancel with the factorial n, and this will become root x into x to power 2n minus half will be the x to power 2n, right? This root x and x to power 2n minus half will become the x to power 2n minus 1 to power n as it is. Now in the denominator, in the here we have the 2 to power 2n, 2 to power 2n is cancelled out. So just we have the 2 to power minus half here we that and here we have the root pi that can be written as root of 2 pi, right? Root of 2 pi, root of 2 upon pi. Now inside we have the minus 1 to power n x to power 2n factorial of 2n. Now on the right hand side, only in the one summation we have the x to power 2n. So comparing the coefficient of x to power 2n on both sides, root of 2 pi and d is equal to 0. D is equal to 0. So it will give you as the c is equal to root of 2 upon pi and d is equal to 0. We have the whatever we have derived earlier, the same relation we will get. G of minus half x is equal to root of 2 upon pi x into cos x, right? Similarly, above when b is equal to here it is 0 and b is equal to root of 2 upon pi. So you will get the j of half is equal to root of 2 upon pi x into sin x. Clear? Or anything you want to ask here? Anything you want to copy or clear? So that we have already done, right? So this relation we have already tried. Now, so as I have told you, the lot of application we have for the Bessel equation. So how the you can recognize that this Bessel equation will be applicable? So it is given here in the seventh question from your book. Many differential equations are really Bessel equation, but directly you cannot recognize. Directly you cannot recognize that this is the Bessel equation. If you can recognize, then only you can write the standard solution, right? So here many differential equation are really Bessel equation in reduced form, means in some altered form, but basically it is the Bessel equation. Means with proper substitution, you can transform that equation into the standard Bessel equation in the reduced form, and are therefore solvable by means of the Bessel function. By chance, if the given equation you can reduce, if given equation you can reduce to standard Bessel equation, then the standard Bessel function can be the solution of the that equation. Bessel function, for example, let the Bessel equation be written as, this is a question only, question as it is I have written. So let the Bessel equation is z square, instead of the x and y we have taken the z and w. Z square d2w upon dz2 plus z dw by dz plus z square minus p square, w is equal to 0. So this is the standard Bessel equation of order p, right? And p greater than 0. And so that the change of variable defining by change of variable defining by z is equal to a into x to power b plus w is equal to y into x to power c, right? Where a b c are constants, transform it into the equation x square d2y upon dx2 plus 2c plus 1 into x divided by dx plus plus x plus a square b square x to power 2b plus c square minus p square b square into y is equal to 0. Means now if the practically you are getting this equation, practically if you are getting this equation, you can transform this equation into this form by the proper transformation or by the proper change of the variable, and for this you know the standard solution, and from that solution you can write the solution of the given equation. So that is the approach. So here, write the general solution of the equation in terms of the Bessel function. You have to write the general solution of the this equation, right? Of this equation. So they have already given, for this question, they have already given the transformation or substitution. But in practice, you have to recognize by which transformation you can convert the given equation into the standard Bessel equation. That you have to recognize. So here it is given to you z is equal to a into x to power b and w is equal to y x to power c. So from here, if you compute the dz by dx, so dz by dx will come a into b x to power b minus 1. So that is the value of the dz by dx from the given substitution. Now actually we have to write the equation of xy in terms of the wz. So here we compute the dw by dz. So dw by dz, if you write the dw by dz, so it is given to you w is the function of the x and y. It is given to you w is function of x and y. W is function of the x and y. So if you have to compute the dw by dz, that can be written as del w by del y plus del w by del x. But you have to compute for the derivative with respect to z. So here we have to write the del y by del x, right? Del y by del x and del z, del y by del z, and here we have the del x by del z, del x by del z. So ultimately it becomes the derivative with respect to z. Using the partial derivative, we can, using the chain rule, we can write the we can write dw by dz. Now because dy by dz, z is the function of this, z is the function of this, z is the function of z is the function of only x. There is no term of the y. It means this dy by dz can also be written as del by, right? Del by del del y by, or you can say y, del y by del x and del x by del z, del x by del z. So because z is what, function of x only, so you can write only the dz by dx or del z by del x. If we have the single variable, then we write the dz by dx. If we have the multiple variable, then we write the del z by del x. So ultimately it will become the dx by dz, dx by dz. So that here it is written. So it means del y by del z can be written as del y by del z can be written as dy by dx into dx by dz plus, right, rest as it is. Now we know what is the value of the dz by dx. Dz by dx we have already computed as a b x to power b minus 1. So here just we put the value of the, right, here we just put the value of the dz by dx. Clear? So what is the value of the dw by del by del y, del w by del y? From here, what is the value of the del by del w by del y? It is the means del w by del y. It is the x to power c, right? What is the value of the dy by dx? Dy by dx as it is, because we have to write the equation in terms of the dy by dx. What is the value of the dx by dz? Dx by dz, we have this value, right? Ab x to power b minus 1. And what is the value of del w by del x? Del w by del x. So that you can determine from here. So its value is the y c x to power c minus 1. That is the value of the del w by del x. So just you put all the values in the given equation. So here we have the x to power c dy by dx, dx by dz, that is the 1 upon ab x to power b minus 1 plus dw by dx. So that is the yc x to power c minus 1 into dx by dz, that is the 1 upon ab x to power b minus 1. So on solving, you will get the 1 upon ab x to power c minus b plus 1 dy by dx plus c upon ab y x to power c minus b. So that is the value of the dw by dz. That is the value of the dw by dz. Now we have to compute the d2w by dz2. So d2w by dz2 is what? It is a dy dz of dw by dz. And dw by dz just now we have computed. So here here we have the dz by d by dz of dw by dz, and this can be written as dy dx of dw by dz into dx by dz, so that this dx and this dx will cancel out and automatically you will get the d2w upon dz2. So its value, just now we have computed this value, right? Above we have already computed the value of the dw by dz. So just you put, right, just you put the value of this now. So what is the value of the dx by dz? What is the value of the dx by dz? That is the 1 upon ab x to power 1 upon ab x to power b minus 1, x to power b minus 1. That value you can write. And here what is the value of the dy dx of, right, 1 upon ab constant, the derivative of x to power c minus b plus 1, it is c minus b plus 1 x to power c minus b into dy by dx as it is. First function, derivative of the first function, second function as it is. Then after first function as it is, derivative of the second function d2 by upon dx2. d2y upon dx2. Similarly, here derivative of the y with respect to x, so here it will become the dy by dx into x to power c minus b. By parts we are doing, derivative by parts we are doing. So, and y as it is, derivative of x to power c minus b will be the c minus b x to power c minus b minus 1, and whole into dz by dx by dz, that is a 1 upon ab x to power b minus 1. Just now you have to do the algebraic manipulation. Nothing you have to substitute. So here we have the value of d2w upon dz2, right? Just you note down, it is a little bit bigger one. Just you note down by the algebraic manipulation. So you have to do just by parts. So given we have the given Bessel equation. In that we have the d2w upon dz2, dw by dz, and w. So just you put the value of d2w upon dz2, dw by dz, and w in the given equation, right? We have now equation z square d2w upon dz2 plus z dw by dz plus z square minus p square into w is equal to 0. So you have the value of the w, you have the value of the dw by dz, you have the value of the d2w upon dz2. So just you substitute, what you will get? You will get the equation in terms of the d2y upon dx2, dy by dx, and y with independent variable x, so whatever the equation they have given in the question, the same equation you will get. Right? From your notes you can write the equation. Means after collecting the like term, we have this relation. So now, if you have to write the solution of this equation, so we know that this equation is indirectly Bessel equation. This equation we have derived from the standard Bessel equation only. It means this equation is nothing. This is the standard Bessel equation. So whatever the standard Bessel solution, the same solution will work here. That is only that. So here we get the equation of this form, right? X square d2y upon dx2 plus 2c plus 1x divided dx plus a square b square x to power 2b plus c square minus p square b square y is equal to 0. So what will be the solution of the first equation, Bessel equation? There dependent variable is w, independent variable is z. It is a standard Bessel equation. So its solution will be w is equal to c1 jpx jpz, c1 jpz plus C2 J of minus P Z. Now, if you have to write the solution of this equation, so what you have to do? Just you have to substitute the value of the W and Z, because with this only we have this equation from the standard Bessel equation. So W is equal to what? Y x to power C, and Z is equal to what? A into x to power B. A into x to power B. So the solution of the given equation will become, you have to note. Okay. So here, just you take the x to power C on the right hand side, you will get the standard solution in terms of the Bessel function. So that is the way to write the solution. Y is equal to x to power minus C, C1 Jp of A x to power B plus C2 J of minus P of A into x to power B. Clear? So here I have shown you in the opposite way. In actual, you have this equation. In actual, you have this equation. With the reverse transformation, you have to write in the standard Bessel equation, and then you have to write the solution of this equation in terms of the Bessel function. Clear? So just to compare the two equations, we have done this thing. Can I change? So let us have another question. Have you copied now? Let us have another question. Use the result of the problem 7. Just now, whatever we have tried, we have to use the result of that. Use the result of the problem 7 to show that general solution of the standard array equation. This is a very standard equation, array equation. Generally, we have this equation in the propagation of the waves. Array equation, right? Y double dash plus xy is equal to 0. This is this problem already we have solved. I think in the exam also we have this, right? C problem 28, fifth question. This is a book section 28, fifth question also, array equation. Now you have to prove that its solution is this one. You have to determine the solution of array equation in terms of the Bessel function. Y is equal to x to power half into C1 j of 1 by 3 of 2 by 3 x to power 2 by 3 plus C2 j of minus 1 by 3 of 2 by 3 x to power 3 by 2. Clear the question? It means we have to compare this equation with the equation whatever you have in the problem 7. And you have to determine the value of the ABC, and that ABC you have to put in the solution of the problem 7. This much we have to do. Can I change? So just we have seen in the problem 7, this can be written as the given equation is y double dash plus xy is equal to 0. If you multiply on both sides as a x square y double dash plus x cube y is equal to 0. Now compare with the equation in problem 7. So in the problem 7 we have the equation x square d2y upon dx2 plus 2c plus 1 into x dy dx plus a square b square x to power 2b plus c square minus p square b square into y is equal to 0. So what? X square is equal to x square. It is correct, right? This is, this term is equal to 0 because x cannot be 0. It means 2c plus 1 is equal to 0, and this bracket term is nothing. It is the equal to x cube. It is equal to x cube. So this will give you 2c plus 1 is equal to 0. That is the c is equal to minus half, and a square b square x to power 2b plus c square minus p square b square is equal to x cube. So here we have the x to power 2b, here we have the x to power 3. It means 2b is equal to 3, right? 2b is equal to 3. So this will give you 2b is equal to 3. So this will give you b is equal to 3 by 2. B is equal to 3 by 2. And because this is the constant, and here we have the constant term as a 0. So this side will be the c square minus p square b square is equal to 0. And b square just now we have computed as a 3 by 2, right? And c square above we have computed as a minus half. So when we put all these things in this equation, you will get the p is equal to 1 by 3. You will get the p is equal to 1 by 3 after putting the value of the c and b. And here, because its coefficient is 1, so a square plus a square into b square is equal to 1, right? On comparing, we have the a square b square is equal to 1. So here we have the a square into b square is equal to 1, and b is given to you as a 3 by 2. From there you will get the value of a as a 2 by 3. You will get the value of a as a 2 by 3. So there we have the solution. Right? Solution in problem 7. What is the solution there? Y is equal to x to power minus c, c1 jp of a x to power b plus c2 j of minus p of into x to power b. So just you put the value of the p, a, b, c, and you will get the standard solution of the given, right? Standard solution of the given array equation. Clear? So in exam, generally we give the equation and we give you a hint. You have to write the solution in terms of the Bessel function. So just you have to compare the two equations and you have to determine the value of the a, b, c, and p. Then you use the result of the. So question number 7 is little important question, because that equation, because now we have the open book, so that result you have in the book, just you have to compare the result, or we give you some transformation which transform the, if you are not able to compare, then with the proper substitution you can reduce the given equation into the standard Bessel equation, and from there you write the solution. So very standard question we have from this chapter, right? So that's all for today. Anything you want to ask? Online, any doubt?
No,
Online,
sir.
any doubt? Okay.
Sir, can you show question 5?
Question 5. Can you give me the hint which one is the question 5?
Sir, the normal form one. U double dash.
Okay. This one.
Yes, sir. Sir, can you explain the question again?
They have said that Bessel equation can be written as a normal form in this way: u double dash plus 1 minus 4p square upon 4x square into u is equal to 0. We are determining the solution of the standard Bessel equation in two ways. First, through the normal form. Second, with the standard way, c1 jp plus c2 j minus p. If the two solutions of the same equation we have, it means they have the relation, right?
So
They have
what
the
is that
relation.
given ux is equals to root y, root x?
Huh, Either you write, generally we in the normal form we write na y is equal to uv,
Yes, sir.
that v is equal to 1 upon root x, and solution of the normal equation we write as
Yes,
a
sir.
u.
Sir, so is that written Vx is equals to root x?
Vx is equal to 1 upon root x.
Okay, sir.
Vx is equal to 1 upon root x. So we have computed the solution y of the Bessel equation in two ways. First, through the normal form u into v, another through the C1jp plus C2j minus p.
Okay, sir, got it.
Right? So now just we have to compare both solutions. So we write that the solution is, because jp is solution, j minus p is solution, c1 cos x into root x is solution, c2 sin x root x is the solution. So solution is linear combination of solution. Using that concept, we have written the next page relation. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Can I log out?